Hello, today we are going to talk about Distrobox. So Distrobox allows you to run containers, Linux containers, for instance, the ones from Docker, but in a similar fashion to a virtual machine, in the sense that you can install a ton of software in there, and the home directory that you have on your hardware machine is available inside of the container. The graphical user interface applications that you run inside the container are available on your hardware machine. So let's see what this thing is about. So I search Distrobox and I find two things: the canonical GitHub Git repository, and the thing that I saw first about Distrobox, which is this article from Fedora magazine. Okay, so Distrobox can use either Podman or Docker as a backend in order to create, run, download, etc. containers. We're going to use Podman. It's mainly meant for development environments without root privileges. And that container is tightly integrated with the host, so it shares the same home directory as the user. GUI apps, audio. So is a bigger brother of container toolbx. And for toolbx, your container images need to have special configuration, so your container images need to be specially configured for toolbx, whereas Distrobox can run more containers that have not been specially configured to be run inside Distrobox. Okay, so there's Distrobox create, Distrobox enter, Distrobox init, and Distrobox export. So this we're not going to use manually. Distrobox export if you want to have on your hardware machine processes that run inside your Distrobox, such as a desktop icon so for instance, you don't have Visual Studio Code installed on your hardware machine. You have a Distrobox container that contains an installation of Microsoft Visual Studio Code. You create an icon on the desktop, of the hardware machine for Visual Studio Code, and that will first start the container, enter the container, then run the executable, and at the end probably do the reverse steps. Okay, so you can have many different Linux distributions in terminals on your hardware machine. Okay, it uses official distributions dockerhub images. Okay, so Distrobox so for instance, in this screenshot there's a ton of terminals open with various different distributions running inside, and it takes screenshots with NeoFetch in each of them. Okay, so let's see. We use this thing. Fancy wrapper around Docker or Podman. Start containers highly integrated with the hosts. So create container, enter container, list containers, remove containers, stop containers, upgrade containers. Okay, and we could use Distrobox -rm or Distrobox space rm to remove, for instance, a container. Okay. Be careful. Basic usage, configure. How do we install this thing? Let's read the README from the official GitHub repository, which is the same thing as its website. Okay, so github.com/89luca89/distrobox. So we're going to do this thing, which does what? So this installs on your slash, so you need to be super user. We're not going to do that. We're going to install without sudo, and the prefix is ~/local. Let's see what we have there. Okay, so Distrobox was installed in here previously. Let's install it again. Control minus. Looks okay. Copy. Let's get a terminal. Paste. So it downloads a script that it runs with any Bourne shell compatible shell with parameter prefix ~/.local. Successfully installed into ~/.local/bin. Be sure that ~/local/bin is in your path environment. Let's check that thing. So I can see it in here. And it was set by, so I'm on Kubuntu 2204. And bashrc says nothing about the path environment variable. Okay, bash. There used to be a bash profile. And there's a dot profile, F4. So this thing, ~/dot profile on my machine, if ~/dot_bash_profile or ~/dot_bash_login exists, this file is not read by bash, but since they don't exist, I have renamed them. This file exists, and this file does the following. If there's a ~/bin directory, it prepends it to the path. If there's a ~/.local/bin, it prepends it to the path, which I want, because I have files both in ~/bin and in ~/.local/bin. Okay. What else can we do? I don't want to install the latest development version. I have added to the path. No Flatpak, no Git. Uninstallation. Similar, but with uninstall script. Okay, so now I have it installed. Let's see if I have Podman installed. Okay, so it's installed. Engine to run OCI based containers in pods. Okay. So once installed, what can we do with it? Usage. Outside the Distrobox. So we've installed Podman. We need to go Distrobox create. Okay, we don't want to create a Fedora toolbox, or do we? So let's go Distrobox. ls list. So it says that I already have a Distrobox available. Let's delete this Distrobox. So that's Distrobox rm. So just container name, which is minibox in this case. Do you really want to delete minibox? Yes. Okay, let's list again. Nothing to list. Are there any containers which are stopped and not listed by default? No. So it lists probably start and stopped distro boxes. Okay. So let's see the Fedora toolbox. So registry Fedora project could not be found. Do you want to download the image now? So it downloads the latest release of the Fedora toolbox container, which is 36 in my case. In the article is 35. So toolbox is a container which is has special tooling for toolbx. I go yes. Creating my Distrobox using image registry. My Distrobox. I didn't specify any name. So let's list. So it says name my minus Distrobox, and it's Fedora minus toolbox 36. Okay. How do I enter this thing? So it says Distrobox enter and then something. Probably if there's only one container, it tries to enter that container. I didn't specify any name, so I should have said Distrobox space enter space the name of the container. What does this thing do? Ctrl Shift D, middle click paste. So probably after it downloads a Docker image, it starts a container with that image, and then it runs a special script for Distrobox, where from what we see, it installed a ton of GUI packages and systemd and entire distribution. So I can see Mesa, Wayland, Vulkan, X11, LLVM for Mesa probably, lib secret pin entry. Bash curl diff utils less ncurses sudo wget. It searches for some commands to make sure that it exists. So minimal Unix userland commands. Read write mounts. /mnt. So it does a ton of things, and it's a in order to be really portable, it's a shell, a Bohr shell script, which is Distrobox create this thing. So hash mark so shebang /bin/sh usage parse arguments with case container manager, at least one between Docker or Podman. Okay, so it says container setup complete, executing unit hooks, setting up users, groups, sudo, package manager exceptions, integrating hosts, themes, icons, fonts, setting up host socket integration, read only, read write mounts. Interesting. So it says my username, which is on the hardware machine and MRSP, and then at my Distrobox, which is the container. So we're inside the container. So the home directory of MRSP from the hardware machine is the same hardware home directory in the container for the same user MRSP. Okay. What else can we do in here? So we can specify which image to pull from the Docker hub, how to name the machine, the container. Okay, so we can create Ubuntu, Arch, Debian, and then we go Distrobox, enter, and then the name Arch Distrobox. Okay, we have NeoFetch in there. No way. I don't know how to install it. I need to be a super user. No password for sudosu. I am root. Do I want to install 56 megabytes download? Yes. Okay, Control D, NeoFetch. Great. How do we install a graphical user interface application? What can we install? No atom for us. Kate. What else? Cute creator, let's go that. So clang or clang D. Qt 5 everything. X libraries. Okay, Control D. Qt creator. Okay, and here's the Qt creator from Distrobox. So it says it's from my Distrobox, which is the Fedora box. Distrobox. Fedora 36. I have standard output in my terminal in console. Let's see if we can do something with this thing. Okay, so we're building using KDE build a simple application, which is kcalc. So 78 Git repositories need to be Git cloned and compiled in the correct order. So we're at 28 out of 78. Okay, let's leave this building. What other interesting packages do we have in Fedora? Double CMD. What is this? Double CMD Qt. Let's try this. So we've backgrounded Qt creator. We can become super users again and install double CMD Qt. Yes. So it installs Pipewire, Poplar. Okay, Control D, double commander Qt, background this thing. It's in here. What is this? Oh, all of the bind mounts are available as drives. Host.conf, hosts. Let's see hosts. It's not a directory. It's a bind mount. Okay. So it finished compiling kcalc from source from the master git repository branch. Let's try to open this thing with Qt creator. So where did it build? In here. Let's see in double commander this thing. Configuration options. Where are the sizes? Fonts. Okay, so let's continue with the customization of double commander. Let's make this 9, make everything 9. Okay, icons, make it small as possible. Okay, let's close this thing. Interesting. So it doesn't know bind mounts. Double commander. Might be an interesting exercise to fix this issue. So it uses the Delphi like Free Pascal compiler and programming language and library and Lazarus ID. Okay, where were we? Okay, we were trying to how can we hide the bar? Options. Layout. Show drive buttons. Okay. Show main menu. Okay. Show, where are you? Scroll. The scroll does not work. Function keys. And the fonts are still funky. And I hid the main menu instead of the toolbar. Oh. Oh. So show main menu, hide toolbar. And some fonts are still bold. Which is why. Okay, so let's go to home. Not a chance. CD. Yeah, great. So we need to open in Qt Creator that we have installed in Fedora 36 Distrobox. Kcalc and see if we can build it. So that's KD, SRC, utilities, Kcalc, this thing. Control C, file, open file or project, Control V, CMake list, this thing, manage kits, remove this thing, apply, okay, and import existing build, Control V, replace SRC with build. Okay, so configure has run successfully. I'm taking Qt and so Qt is installed in ~kd/usr. KD things are installed in ~kd/usr. So it says that it can't find or it can. Okay, required packages have been found. I did not install these two, GMP and MPFR. But if they have been found, okay, Let's do build GMP. Okay, let's install GMP MPFR. So packages search GMP. It's called GMP. We had a C. GMP MPFR. Already installed, nothing to do, but we don't have the development packages. Develop MPFR. Yes. Okay, let's try again. Build. Where is the build output? Compile output, this thing. No such file or directory /usr/include /x86 64 Linux GNU. What do you mean by that? Let's reconfigure this thing. Run cmake. Rebuild. Lib double conversion. So we need to make, but make this thing more verbose. No console for us. So we need console. Okay. Do we have the make files in here? Did it create make? Yes, make. How do we get the verbose? Lib double conversion. This thing. Timeout warning for file internal libpod error. Permission denied. This device is PCI. Okay, so I'm back. The terminal is back on my hardware machine. So I need to enter again. So env install Vario Alt backspace. Copy Ctrl Shift V. Yes. libicu internationalization. Okay. So KDSRC in fact ran on my hardware machine where I have installed from Ubuntu packages in /usr all of the dependencies that are not Qt and KDE. Yes, I have Qt and KDE installed in ~/KDE/usr, but the rest of the things are installed in /usr in my hardware machine, but on my Distrobox, all of those things are missing from the Distrobox. So ICU devel, double conversion devel, GMP devel, MPFR devel, everything, all of the packages that put things in my Distrobox to be available in /usr. Okay. Let's close the experiment of trying to run things in Qt Creator. At least things built using my systems, my hardware systems /usr. Okay, but the GUI application works correctly. The cursor is wrong. Everything seems to be okay. Once I install all of the Fedora devel packages that are needed in order to build. Okay. Double commander shows a different wrong mouse cursor. But otherwise seems to work okay. Okay. What else can we do with the Distrobox? So Atom, how do we do Atom? Let's try exactly this, what they do with the Arch Linux Distrobox. So I'm inside the Distrobox, inside console, which was started by double commander. Okay. Let's exit the Distrobox. Now let's use this export from the container to host. Export app Qt Creator, Qt what? Double something. This thing. Ctrl C. So I'm inside Distrobox. So in here I still have Distrobox available. Box. Yeah, they're available because they're installed in my home directory. Which doesn't mean much. Distrobox. Export. So there's one in /bin/distrobox export, which is the one from Fedora, from the container, and then there's one from tilde/local/bin/distrobox export, which is from my hardware machine. So maybe I need to exercise this one from /usr bin, which is the path environment variable. What value does it have? So it put usr local, usr bin, usr local bin. Okay, so it's the correct order. So the ones from the directories from the Distrobox seems to have more priority over tilde/.localbin and tilde/bin. So I can just run Distrobox export. Okay, -app and this thing. Application CMD successfully exported. CMD queued will appear in your applications list in a few seconds. Utilities. This thing. So it says commander queued 5, which is the correct name. But then in parentheses it says on my Distrobox. And it starts it correctly, and even if I exit the Distrobox, I can start it correctly. Okay. So the Distrobox is up. How do we stop it? Stop my Distrobox. Do you really want to stop? Yes. List. It says exited. Utilities. Commander. And it correctly starts the correct Distrobox in order for the commander shortcut from my start menu to work correctly. Okay, how do we unexport a thing? Delete exported application, which is what? Instead of app, it says delete. Application CMD queued are successfully unexported. Will disappear from your application list in a few seconds. So it was in utilities in here at D letter. So it disappeared. Great. Okay. We can export binaries. We did that. We can export simple binaries. What does that mean? And we can export systemd services. Install SyncTang. Distrobox export service. Enable now. And you're good to go. Okay. So we can install old versions of the application by installing real old versions of the containers. Such in this example, Ubuntu 14. Okay. Exiting with Ctrl-D, that's what I have used. Minus, and then a command line, that's run inside of the Distrobox. Turn off distribution supported. Distrobox clone. Backup and restore with Podman. PSA. Let's go there. Up 3 minutes ago. Stop RM. Okay, so it's a Distrobox container is a valid Podman container, so you can do things like listing with PS, listing PSA to list probably the stopped containers, import, stop, remove. Okay, let's do this exact arch plus atom exercise. So let's stop my Distrobox. Okay. My container. What was the name? My Distrobox. Auto completion. Check this out. Auto completion. Yes. And now we create an Arch Linux latest. Okay. So Distrobox. Create. Name. Arch latest. Okay, minus image. Arch Linux latest. Extremely concise. Everything. The command line is exactly the way you would expect it to be. Okay, it says Arch Linux latest was not found. There's no such thing as Arch Linux latest. Let's see in the dockerhub. What is this? There's no registries. Okay, tags. Latest. Arch Linux latest. So it's missing the dockerhub. Okay, we can put the full URL probably. What's the name? Distrobox. Okay, let me search for this thing. Let's try with this short version. So Arch Linux Docker IO, this thing. And Alt backspace, Control Shift V. Okay, back to the example. So it created a Distrobox Arch latest. Okay. What does it do if we go Distrobox enter? It starts my Distrobox. Control D. Enter Arch latest. Let's see what it does. Okay, setup complete. We're inside Arch latest as my user in my home directory. And now it says we should neo fetch. No neo fetch. Lockman, I think. Not a super user. Community neo fetch, proceed with installation, yes. Control D, neo fetch. Okay, what else? Yay. How do we get yay? Target not found. Where do we get this yay thing? Wiki Arch Linux our package manager. Helpers are not supported. You should become familiar with the manual build process. Okay. But we're just messing really quickly around. No, yay from the AUR. Okay, how do we build this thing manually? Manual build process. Make package prerequisites. Install base devel. What's this thing? Okay, base minus devel. Default all. All. Proceed with installation. Acquire build files. Okay. I need to not be super user. Control D. ed work. Really. This thing. Online. 30. Make beer. Y. CDY. Okay. Yay. Git. No. Git. Okay. Does it say something about Git? Git. Yes. Git K. Git. GUI. Okay. Control D. Clone. Okay. Next. No snapshot. I could do single branch. Yes. Partial clone. Depth 1. Okay, so I should edit the package build source. So Kate, do I have Kate in here? No, I don't. Emacs, nope. Kate, Emacs minus no X. Yes. Control D. CD. Daily. Online 30. CDY. And then there's a yay thing. A directory. There's just a package build. The question is if a signature file in the form of a .sig or ASC. Doesn't seem to be the case. Ctrl X C. I looked at the package build. Install the package, but then how do I build it? Make the package. Run make package. Make p minus s minus I go. I need to install community go. Wow. A ton of GitHub Go packages. So it built yay package, the binary package. Now I can proceed with installation. Okay, or else. Let's see if it's in path already. Yes, seems to be there. Back to our tutorial. So it says yay at minus S8 atom. So that's as what? As super user? Probably. I know. Yay. Help. So minus S means stat. Minus uppercase S means sync. Minus minus sync means I know. Yay minus S atom. Could not find all required packages. What's that? There's no Electron 11. Great. Arch our atom. So it depends on Electron 11. Use system Electron 19. What's that? Build file exists. Where? Control C. CD. Packages to clean build all. What is this? Build file exists. Diff to show. Proceed with install. Yes. Could not resolve all. Electron 11 bin. Two. None. Installation, yes. Man, what is this? Okay. What about Atom now? Could not find Electron 11. Electron 11 is Electron 11 bin. Clean build all. Just to show. No. Fake root inside of Distrobox. Okay. Remove make dependencies after install. No, thank you. Just to show. No. Proceed with installation. Yes. Okay, let's run this thing again. All. Just to show. No. What is this? Yay, not so automated AUR manager. So I already have Go and a ton of Go packages, npm, Chromium, what else? Node.js, libuv, Electron, Atom. And it has downloaded an entire Chromium already built, so I didn't build Chromium. Applied a ton of patches. Simpler Toolbox was the previous name of Distrobox. For Fedora Silverblue SUSE MicroOS. Okay. So this is it. I have installed Distrobox on my Ubuntu 22.04 machine. I'm searching on the internet for Distrobox. I'm opening two tabs, which is the official Distrobox GitHub Git repository and the article from Fedora magazine. So this is the article from the Fedora magazine. This is the GitHub page. Ctrl-0. And it allows you to run many containers on your machine. You can run them rootless. You can use Podman, not only Docker. You can use images from dockerhub or from other registries. It uses the latest Fedora image by default. You can create and enter a Distrobox. You can list, remove, stop Distroboxes. You can upgrade a container. There's possibilities to clone an existing Distrobox or an existing container. To duplicate it, you can back it up. Applications, GUI applications that you start inside will pop on your hardware monitor. So X applications automatically run on the host machine. So you can run as many distributions on your machine even if you're not a root user, as long as you have Podman installed and working. So it's using Podman with a very similar, very similar way to a virtual machine, but it's just a container. So it has inside everything. It has sound, it has systemd, services, GUI applications, the default package manager from the distribution you're using inside the container. Everything that you can have in almost everything that you can have in a virtual machine, but you're having it in a container, which gives you, I don't know, better speed, more CPU cores, more RAM. It uses your host computer's home directory. The only thing that's not that great is that while you're experimenting with tons of containers, all of the software that runs inside of the container, some of it will create configuration files in your home directory, so in your real home directory, because you're sharing the home directory between containers and the hardware machine. You're experimenting something with Atom, the text editor. Suddenly you have, after you delete all of the containers, you continue to have Docker configuration file, Atom configuration files in your home directory. So there's an error, JS, throw new error. Just to show you. What did I reply to? So it says deleting cache Atom. Okay, so that was it. Again, it's as the way I see it, you can always spin an Arch latest virtual machine. You can always create a Word Manager, KVM, QEMU, latest Ubuntu or Arch or Fedora or OpenSUSE virtual machine. You can do everything in there. I can connect via OpenSSH and XRDP, Xorg XRDP to those machines. Or an alternative is to create a Distrobox with that distribution and use it in a very, very similar way to what I do in virtual machines, I can do in containers. Thank you.